I got a horse when I was about 8 years old, and I think that'd be a good idea for you to know that I did do something productive. I was one of the lucky kids. My dad helped me get a horse, Old Chief. We paid $100 for Old Chief. Now, can you imagine? My dad was probably making $60 a month, and he paid $100 to get that horse for me. So that was really special, and there weren't many kids my age that had one. It was a black and white pinto horse, beautiful. I loved him, had him for many years. My dad helped me fix a little wagon that I got and put some sideboards on it. And I suspect that he suggested this to me. I don't know why I thought of it or why I did it, but I started, we had a melon packing plant in Ordway. We were on the railroad, and they shipped Ordway pink meat was that particular melon that was really a delicious melon, and they shipped those to Denver on the railroad and to California. But when you ship a melon, you can't ship it ripe. It'll be spoiled by the time it gets to market. So they pick them a little bit while they're still green and maturing. So the ripe melons, they separate out, they put them on a conveyor belt, and the ripe melons go along this conveyor belt until it drops into a big hopper, and then the farmers would come and drive their truck under the hopper, and the farmers then would pull a chute, rope, and all the melons, the good melons would all drop in their truck, and they'd feed them to their pigs. I got the idea to get up in the hopper and catch those melons because they got seeds and they got juice and flies and everything was up in there when they'd break up. But I would catch them, clean them up, put them in my little wagon, and I had the wagon, I had a rope from my horse back to the wagon, and I would pull that wagon up and down the streets of Ordway, Colorado. And I had a little bell that I would ring, and the ladies would come out and buy melons from me, 2 for a nickel. And I was the richest kid in town. I'd make $2 in a week or something like that, and that was a lot of money for an 8-year-old kid. And so that's how I'd go back and get some more melons. One day I was up in the hopper trying to catch these melons as they came off the conveyor belt, and a farmer drove underneath the truck, pulled the chain on it, and I ended up in the back of his truck with melons and juice and seeds all over me. Boy, he was so mad at me when he found out I'd been up in the hopper. Anyway, I had some wonderful experiences. I made a lot of money, and that was a good experience for me.